Warning, 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 warning. This is an emergency broadcast. Code red, here we are. Pick up your iPads, your cell phones, and have me and listen to Uncle the Podcast. Watch out. If you're sitting down for this, or if you're standing up, you better get ready for this, because it's gonna hit the eardrums. Uncle the Podcast.
You are listening to Uncle the Broadcast. My name is Aaron. I'm the nephew-in-law. Here with me is the star of the show, Uncle.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. 153 we're up to.
We're all the way up there.
We're getting there. We're getting there, people. Take your time. We're getting there. We'll get that 200 yet.
Slowly but surely.
Now, we have a man in front of us drinking a beer. All right. I hope my callers are not listening in.
I warned them, Uncle. I warned the listeners in the previous hour I would do this.
Well, what was this all about? What's this
Well,
mean?
It's about relaxing on a Friday night, Uncle.
Well, it already test that beer.
Yeah,
I know that beer was
here's the
tested.
thing about it. This is I'm drinking a Keystone Light, which is left over from many weeks ago. We had one of these when Artisan Loaf was on, and we tested it with him, and this is still left over from that 15-pack from them.
Where was that hidden in the refrigerator? I didn't see it.
You make it sound like I'm hiding alcohol like an alcoholic, Uncle.
Yeah, he is. Ladies and gentlemen, people, he's hiding liquid beer in the refrigerator because I haven't seen them.
I was trying to make the point that the opposite was true. That's been around so long that that there are no alcoholics here now.
I did not see that.
Oh,
No,
gosh.
that's why you're hiding them.
Do you require
Sidekick is getting crazy here, ladies and gentlemen.
Do you require an intervention, Aaron?
Yeah, here we go. We're starting off the wrong side kick. On the side kick on the wrong side.
Kicking the wrong side.
Yeah,
Kick-
I'm already
kicking the wrong
starting off
side.
side kick.
We
Look
are
at
gonna-
him drinking a beer.
Before-
In late hour.
Yeah,
Now,
before
that's probably relaxing because he's not going to do much talking.
let him relax and drink his beer. Then that way he'll be quiet.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey,
Have a
listen,
drink.
what we don't want,
Drink that one too. Drink up.
but what we don't want
All right.
quiet is the phone lines, right, Uncle? So you want them to call in at 319-527-5016, 319-527-5016. Uncle would love to hear from you. Bring anything you want to the
And
table.
let me hear, and I'll get me off the sidekick over here. I need some interesting King knows phones.
He's sick
There
of
you
talking
go.
to me.
Talking to
He
this
needs to talk to
sidekick.
somebody else.
I want somebody else on this line.
319-527-5016. That's 319-527-5016.
Great. All right.
Guess what, Uncle? I'm going to do a video for Instagram right now.
Instagram.
Uncle, I'm Instagramming right now.
What are you Instagramming? Me and talking on this, right?
I'm Instagramming you doing your show.
Yeah, I know. I'm still waiting. Ring those phones.
Okay.
You're not talking.
You have two callers on the line.
Oh, wow.
All
two
right,
callers
here.
on the
Come
line.
on. What's your name and where you from? And come online.
Well, let's first
Sidekick.
let me first bring in Robin, who's on the line. I'm sure is paying for the call, so I want to bring him on first.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I knew it
Greetings,
was.
guys.
All right, Robin. Calm down now.
Greetings, Uncle. Don't worry, Uncle. I've had the nun gave me a good spanking, and I will not swear this hour.
And not us. We have the sidekick relaxing. He ain't supposed to be talking this hour. He's got his beer and he's relaxing.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
just me
What are
and
you doing
have a
there
good
talking, sir?
Chat then.
Yeah, I know. We're trying to have somebody. I wanted somebody on the line without seeing him across from me.
Right.
What are you
Well,
laughing
close
at?
your eyes.
Yeah,
Close your eyes. Close your eyes and talk, and then we'll just pretend it's me and you in the closet.
that's exactly the point.
And if you close your eyes.
What are you talking for, sidekick? Get drinking beer.
I was singing a hit of the day, Uncle.
Well,
Radio hits.
Well, you guys are having beer. I'm
not having
having
beer. He
hot
is.
tamales.
hot tamales.
The candy?
Those things
No,
we have at Christmas
actually,
time.
Real tamales
Those are the
made by
tamales they had at Christmas
Spanish
time.
woman from Mexico.
Nice.
Right. We had those for Christmas time. I remember.
Oh,
we went
yeah.
to go to hot tamales. I think it was in Orange. We
Yeah.
shot down there, and he
Oh.
picked up a couple of those hot tamales.
If you go to a Mexican bakery,
Mexican
they typically
vendor.
or some of them will make
So I
the
take-
tamales, and
I could drink. So
but
Right.
Robin, are your hot tamales are the candy like the Mike and Ike candies, right?
No,
But
no,
it's-
they're actually they're authentic Mexican tamales here. There's a
Oh,
lady,
good.
a local lady
Yeah.
here. She's an artist, and she makes all sorts of stuff. I've recently had she made 3 fabric bags for me, so I can be one of those eco guys. It's
Yeah,
all
it's
the rage
better
with the
to
ladies
have-
these days. So.
I believe it's better to eat more than drink more. But of course,
Yeah, I would.
I
well,
only
I don't know
way-
if I'd agree with that. If you're talking water, I think you should drink more water than you eat.
but the only way I would drink beer from now on is testing of
Yeah.
beers with a drop glass. And I got a lot of
With a shot
new
glass.
ones. With my new ones, I'm gonna use them.
Okay. Do you,
But-
Uncle? Do you like going to
Yes.
beer festivals? And how many have you been to?
When I I was working with the Knights, and I worked in the middle of one, and it was fun. I'm telling you, the people are going crazy, drinking beer, walking the street. They're going away from the place and just walking and drinking. And then as long as
So
they
you
got
were-
their badge on their arm,
So were
They can
you
keep
were
them back.
working? You were working, so you didn't get to take part in the tasting, or?
well, I've grabbed a one or two when I
there you go.
had a bad night. They said, if you want a break,
A little
you know,
bit of
can-
side sip, eh?
and you can have some. So that's when I
Call
had
that
my
side
break.
sipping.
Yeah, well, that's what they call it for the workers person.
Okay, a little
So-
bit, little treat for the workers, right?
Yeah. What the heck is?
So when was
Oh,
the
no,
last
Uncle,
time?
I'm sorry, Robin. Continue.
Continue on.
Aaron,
I'm
I
doing
give you permission
what I need to do
speak
here.
Oh, well, let
I
him.
give you
Well, I
permission
was
to
just
speak,
I was
Aaron.
just going to talk about how I'm growing our social media presence as we speak.
What is
Oh.
that?
I'm posting
well,
to
good job.
Instagram
Posting Instagram.
at Uncle Podcast.
Right.
Well,
Yeah,
I
people
don't-
love those live stories, you know.
Yeah, that's
Well, I think we're gonna go more on those things, but we have
Right.
been listening. We've been cutting back on making stories like the full moon activity. I eliminated that part of it.
no more
Uh-huh, not
Snapchat.
you.
Is
No
what Uncle, that's what
Snapchat.
Uncle is saying right
Um,
now.
Oh yeah,
no, I'm
Snapchat,
not
it's
doing
gone.
Snapchat.
It's run its course like Vine.
It has, but everything else has been running better than that. So I was just testing to
Absolutely. Yeah, you
see
gotta
what
stick-
was
you gotta
different.
Stick with the. You got to
The
stick
big
with
names.
with the Facebook and the
What's the
Instagram. It seems like
strongest
those are
of- Yeah, what's
They've
tell
stood
me
the
what's
test of
the
time.
strongest part should I play
Yeah.
with of doing this or that? So I had to drop something. So
Well-
it was that.
right. Yeah. You can't be spreading yourself too thin there.
We got to concentrate, Uncle, on our Twitter and on our Instagram.
Yeah.
That's what
Twitter,
we're doing
Instagram,
now.
And
So I can't.
Facebook is like, not really even. Facebook's more for like sharing.
Yeah.
That's for grandmas and grandpas,
gardening.
Robin.
Yeah.
or something.
Well,
Yeah,
all
that's
these
right.
people got cell phones now, and here all they're
Yeah,
doing
everyone's
is
got 'em.
looking at their phones like brains, looking like this.
You ever,
if
Uncle,
you
do you
try
ever
to
wanna
talk
just
to
slap-
somebody,
You ever just want to slap the phone out of their hand?
I was tempting to. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
This is what they do on the train, anywhere I'm at. Anywhere I'm at. Telephone time. Ding, 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 ding.
Telephone time.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm going home tonight, for example. I'm going home.
Right.
And half
Are you
those
taking
people
the train?
got and I'm taking train, and half those guys have a cell phone in their hands.
Yeah.
I mean, it popped them in the
Well,
ears.
Let me
This is
tell
a
you,
brain problem.
I've got a few friends that I've had to distance myself from because I've gotten so close to slapping their phone out of their hands that I didn't want to provoke a violent incident, so I had to just stop hanging out with them.
Wow.
Well, that could have. See, now that can happen.
Well,
Uh,
here's let me give you an example of an exchange that we have.
Right.
They come over and we're hanging out. Let's say we're going to watch the UFC fights or something like that. We start the fights. There's some commercials going. He'll sit down and start looking at his phone, and then I'll try to start some type of conversation, right?
Yes.
I'll talk for, let's say, 20 seconds, and then he'll turn to me and be like, what? Can you repeat that? And then I'll start repeating it, and then he'll look back down at his phone, and then another 40 seconds later, he'll, what was that again? And I've told him multiple times, like, hey man, are you hanging out with me, or are you talking to your internet friends?
Yeah.
And he's just like, sorry, dude, yeah. And it's just come to the point where I was ready to fucking slap. Oh my God, I swear.
Robin, the nun is here.
The nun's here.
Uncle, look at, we got Uncle.
What is the slapping?
Uncle, I'm very sorry about that. I don't want to reduce your viewership.
But what I have to say,
okay.
The worst person in this house with a cell phone is not him, not sidekick.
It's not me.
No, it's your wife.
Oh gosh!
Constantly.
Have you had any conversations?
Gosh, she don't drive me crazy. And then when I say something to her, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. Wait! Get that thing out of your eardrums.
Right.
I have to do that to yell at her to get her straight.
Right.
Yeah. I mean,
don't slap the phone out of her hand.
This is the man is telling her. Now, I over here can't say it in front of her.
Hardcore right
you
now.
can't say it in front of her. I can say it.
Uncle's getting. I apologize for swearing in, but when I get fired up,
that's so backed up that I am
Uncle
too.
knows what I'm talking about. Uncle's getting fired up.
I know
here
exactly what you're saying because I'm getting it too.
Yeah.
So
it's a problem.
There you go.
It is a main problem. This problem is a problem.
I will do my best not to put any more profanity out. If I do, I'll hang up again.
Well,
yes.
The other thing is you do still have the other caller on the line.
All right,
put
him on.
We have another one.
You want me to add him to the line?
Or maybe, I could stay on and then just maybe comment here and there if you want to bring the other one.
Yeah, that's
perfect.
perfect.
Do that.
Robin.
You have to have the second man on the line.
You know how it works, Robin. You do that, and we'll take the second caller.
Second caller.
So feed him on in here, Chuck. We'll take him.
425 area code. You are on the air with everybody.
Namaste, you guys. What's going on?
Hey, what's up? We've got Rattle Can Collective here, do we not?
Oh my gosh! See, now you're getting to know my voice. Now I can't.
You? You old time?
What's the Rattle Can Collective mean?
What does that mean? What is that?
Would you like to address that? What does Rattle Can Collective mean?
Yeah, what does it mean?
So I actually that was a collaborative effort of a gentleman that I used to work with years ago at a job I had, and we were trying to figure out. So as you know, Aaron, I do both. I do music and I do artwork. I do spray paint artwork, so what we were trying to figure out was how to market both without having two separate companies, so to speak, or names or LLCs, whatever you would call it. And he said, well, you have to incorporate something that has to do with your spray paint, but you also have to make sure that people know that you are heavily involved in music production as well, and you do both. You do artwork and you do music production. So it came down just a bunch of brainstorming, and it was an older guy, and he said he used to call spray paint cans rattle cans back in the day. Him and his buddies called them rattle cans. And a collective can be a collective of any type of art. So it can be music, it can be photography, it can be artists, it can be producers, it can be whatever. So he actually he came up with the name for me. I actually did not come up with the name. He did. And
nice.
I liked it so much, I went home that night and I got on the computer and started toying around with different graphic designs and stuff of different photographs that I had. And I made up my logo, which is currently on my Instagram as my logo, and that it's just has stemmed from there. So,
thank you for that explanation.
That's good. I'm on that Instagram right now. This is Lloyd Chris, of course, of Rattle Can Collective.
Yes, sir.
Where's he from?
That is me.
You're from the Pacific Northwest, right, Lloyd?
Northwest?
I am, yeah. I'm in the Seattle area, yeah.
Oh, the Shadow Boy.
Cool spot.
I'm just around. I'm just up the waterfront from you there. In Victoria.
You are, yes. You're my brother to the north, right?
Yeah, that's right. If you ever come over this way, maybe send me something on the internet from there.
I'd love to.
Meet
I've
up with
actually
a fellow like-minded Asian transitioner.
I've been to DC a few times.
Wait
So just Vancouver though. So
Right.
Nothing out of the touristy area, but
right. One thing that I saw recently at an art gallery that you would enjoy was little toy model trains, and then the person put their own little graffiti tags on them.
Oh,
yeah,
miniature graffiti tags?
I see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool actually. I have seen that. It's even more common in Europe, but the scene in Canada is exploding right now for the miniatures.
Okay.
Both Montana and Molotov, which are both European spray paint, aerosol paint companies, produce a lot of those miniature trains, and for that specific purpose, just paint them. And so they've been cycling through Canada like crazy, so that is cool. I love that.
Yeah. As the street art community ages, they take on the hobby of model trains, and they incorporate their street art into their new model train hobby. Like any good older man would.
Hey, sidekick,
Yeah.
what else
Well,
we got?
the thing is
anything new come
as
out?
you get older, you can't run. So
yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Lloyd, have you ever seen the movie Exit Through the Gift Shop?
That's a great
by
movie.
Banksy. It's Banksy's movie. Yes, I have. Banksy actually is a huge.
Don't tell us about it.
of mine, if you couldn't tell.
Don't tell us about it.
I will
'cause
not
we
tell you
gotta
anything.
review it.
I won't spoil anything.
Don't
but
tell
yeah,
We're gonna review it. I understand.
I
Aaron.
reviewed it. I reviewed it with Adam on Themes and Memes. I love that movie. I think that's a masterpiece, and I think a lot is being said in that movie. What?
I don't.
Sorry, I was just
Go
gonna
ahead,
say you guys
Robin.
probably
Go ahead,
saw a great movie. By the way, I definitely recommend everyone see it and go back to your point after that. But I just wanted to say it while I thought of it. Is the recent thing that he did a couple of years ago, that kind of theme park exhibit in England. I don't know if you guys saw that at all. It was frickin' bizarre and fascinating at the same time.
I don't think
Are you talking about the one with the prisoner that he put on display, or which?
It was like a whole set of pieces. Actually, I believe he took over an old. It was like a small island, maybe even in England somewhere, that used to be maybe in a theme park that was broken down, and he like made his own exhibits and stuff. And then people paid admission to go in. And I believe you're right that may have been one of the exhibits. It was a few years ago.
Yeah, he's been huge. One of the biggest things that I believe, if I remember correctly, too, was also included in Exit Through the Gift Shop, which was his Guantanamo Bay, so to speak, exhibit that he put in the middle of a
Disney World or Disneyland. Yeah.
Yep. And
that
cool. That one literally over here in the States drew such a fire that he had like Department of Homeland Security and everything like literally looking for him over it. And it was crazy.
That's the American version of when supposedly that movie came out against that was disparaging Muhammad. That people blamed the Benghazi attack on, but was a bunch of bullshit. What was that film called?
I don't remember that one.
Chuck, do you remember that one?
Remember that one, Chuck?
I remember there was a cartoon that was supposed to have disparaged.
That might have been it. No, I don't. I think this was a live action, just a horrible film. That the actors, after the fact, they actually were like appalled because they thought they were making a different type of film, and then the way they edited it. But a bunch of even State Department and whatever, they blamed the attack in Benghazi on the embassy on retaliation from this movie. But then it was proven to be a bunch of bullshit, as most of the things the State Department says. But that was like the Disneyland, disparaging Disneyland with a Guantanamo exhibit is like the American version of that. Like Banksy was probably on a hit list for some Disney crazy
Well, the thing that why Banksy has always been my number one, even since when I was a young kid. I'm talking when I first got into street art. I was 8 years old, and I had come across a website here in the States. It's called artcrimes.com. I highly recommend it to anybody who is into urban art or street art at all. In my personal opinion, it is the largest catalog of street art you can ever get into. But I found Banksy on there, and Banksy has always appealed to me. And even all through high school, I was in AP art all 4 years, and my art teacher always, one of the biggest things I really enjoyed about him was that he allowed me to do what my passion in art was, which was aerosol. So nobody else was using spray paint in the art class. I was the only one that was literally using spray paint. And he allowed it, and he allowed me to continue to do it. And I've always really, as an adult now, as I've grown, I really appreciate him for that, because I still, obviously, to this day, that's my medium. But I discovered Banksy, and he's always been my favorite. And yes, I do follow him quite closely. But it's funny how an individual who is under so much, I don't know, just masking, or I don't know how you would put it.
How about this?
He keeps himself in the dark.
Lloyd, what do you think about this idea? And this is something that I think came up in Exit Through the Gift Shop. What do you think of Banksy not as a single person, but as like a collective and like almost like a secret society of street artists? Do you think that's the case, or is it like one guy?
Sorry to interrupt you guys. I'm actually just going to have to bounce off the call, but we'll talk to you guys next week. I'll call back.
Okay.
All right.
Take care, Robin.
Take care, Robin.
Patch up those bruises on your knuckles. Take care now.
Yeah, you betcha. Cheers.
Okay. But Lloyd, what do you say about Banksy as a secret society or collective of artists?
You know what? At this point, anything is possible. Some of the things, some of the displays, should I say, that have been created in the very short amount of time under the name Banksy is more than impressive. Some of them have been so grand in size, and overall just the amount of sheer work that it would take to do some of these different pieces of artwork that are supposedly done in the cover of night, and then everybody wakes up to it. Would I be surprised to learn that the Banksy name is actually a collective of individuals? Absolutely not. But at the same time, do I believe that if it is one individual still going under the name Banksy that is so dedicated to it that he can, pull these really large scale pieces off in the dead of night because he's been doing it so long and knows how to pull it off? That's a possibility too. But that's a very interesting point. Actually, I'd never thought of the possibility that it may be multiple people. I mean,
Really?
I'm sure you know, but nobody's ever seen this guy ever. He has his representatives and his very, very close circle of friends, but nobody's ever really gotten a picture of this guy. There's no way you could. He'd be locked up. He's got so many felonies racked up for vandalism. It's ridiculous. So he'd never really do it. But that's a good point, Aaron. I give it to you on that one. You got me on that. I don't know.
Lloyd, I challenge you this. Go back and watch Exit Through the Gift Shop with that idea in mind. And I got to say, like, watching that movie, I feel like they're kind of like hinting at that the whole time. Like, look, this is a big project. Banksy is a lot of things. My takeaway is that Banksy is this group. It's like everybody. It's kind of like this. It's like almost like a movement or like a quasi political ideal, in that it's like this. It's created. It's an art project created by disenchanted artists working in the professional art world. That they have to do art as they have to do it to make money, but they hate that. but what they do to vent and to kind of like liberate themselves from the ball and chain that is their professional art career is all this Banksy work, which oftentimes pokes fun at the marketing and like the silliness of like the business that they're caught up in.
Well, yeah, I got a question for both of you because of that. Isn't this the same artist who allegedly created the mini shredders in the frames? So you bought the framed piece of artwork and then it like literally shreds itself?
Yes.
Yeah, there's no allegedly to that. Under the Banksy name, that actually has happened to literal quote unquote $1 million pieces of artwork. It literally, it's on a timer that's set for after the auction. And yes, it literally is. I don't think it's only happened like once or twice because obviously they're all looking for this now.
Yes.
But yes, there was one time where some big hoity-toity English, some European person came in and
Sotheby's or
millions of dollars.
And
after they purchased it shredded itself.
Yeah,
program
that did happen.
See, that was the thing, though. Why I said allegedly, though, is because it was, there was discussions about this, that this had been done a couple of times, and I wasn't sure, unless you can put A to B to C, it's kind of hard to say definitively this is why it was done or how it was done, or, maybe it was, it could have been somebody else who framed it that did it, you know what I mean? And who knows, you know what I'm saying? So
Uncle. We need Uncle in on Uncle. What?
I've been chatting here listening to my guests, and you two, on you and him, is yapping. I'm trying to understand what he's saying.
Now I'm in big trouble.
You are in big trouble. I haven't had a single talk on my show because of you. I told you, quiet.
Okay, sorry.
How many times do I have to tell you?
I'm done.
Well, I broke into this because I wanted to find out what Uncle thought of that. Did he ever see?
I understand you, Chuck.
Well,
it's the sidekick.
I'm done. No more Banksy.
You had your hour.
I'm done.
Yes, quiet. Drink that beer and quiet.
Uncle, did you ever see the paintings that destroyed themselves like I'm talking about, though? Did you ever see that?
You already ruined the show, Chuck. You never say what it's about because we didn't see it.
No, I'm not talking about...
I hate seeing the show.
That's not the movie. I'm talking about...
explaining yourself. What movie are you talking about,
I'm
Chuck?
talking about a video I saw somewhere with that artist's name where he had shredded stuff, and it was this thing where people paid a lot of money for paintings, and then they shredded themselves. I saw that separately somewhere. I didn't see this movie they're talking about.
Well, I haven't either, because I want to see it. And,
well, yeah, you're going to watch the movie. You're going to review it.
We'll watch it.
Well, that's why I was asking you.
I'll review it.
I don't know if that's in that movie.
Because there was something today they were talking about that his wife and him saying that we want to review something. And I haven't even heard about it.
Okay.
Oh, Peanut Butter Falcon.
Oh, it's a Peanut Butter Falcon. So we were going to review that.
We're thinking about watching that one.
Well, I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, well, that we're going to review that.
It's a new Shia LaBeouf film.
Really?
Yeah, we don't know.
Ooh, okay.
It's actually
something to talk about.
Actually, the story and the theme has something a bit akin to Uncle the broadcast here. Actually, so it would be
something about it.
It's the story is similar to our story, Uncle.
I got to see it then. I got to see it. I got to see this, what you're talking about.
So maybe we'll watch it and review it on the show. I actually...
I have to see it then.
I sent an email to the production team through the website for the movie. I'm like, hey, can anybody involved in this, can you come on the show and we'll interview you? I don't care who it is. Like,
yeah. Good idea.
I did. I emailed
you did
them.
Something right.
I did that.
Well, good. Now we'll have to hear from them.
See, I do good stuff. So.
Okay, get those calls ringing there, Chuck.
Someone call in now.
We had enough yapping, chap.
Lloyd, anything else tonight?
Anything else tonight?
No. I mean, no. It's great discussion. I called in. I saw earlier that you had a very zen-like post on Instagram that I really hit me deep. I like to keep a very even planed outlook on life, so to speak. And the latest Uncle the Podcast Instagram picture. And the caption that went with it was very cool. So I think whoever runs the Instagram, I do believe it's Aaron, but whoever it is had asked me to call in, so I decided to do so. So that's
let me ask you a question.
Question.
Which one of the faces do you like the most?
Which one of the
sorry?
faces do you like?
Which one of the faces do you like? He's thinking.
I like them all equally.
There we go.
Well, there's an honest man. Now, that's what an honest man talks about.
That's honest. That's
And that's what I
egalitarian.
like to hear somebody say that because half of them, I haven't.
That's it.
I'm going to say that to people from now on. It's
Did
just
you ask them which face they
what
like?
faces people like.
Good question.
I would like to know
Good
what
question.
the customer would like about it.
Absolutely. Okay, Lloyd, Rattle Can Collective, thanks for calling.
Yeah, thanks for
Call
calling.
in again sometime. We'll
Call
talk to you
again.
then.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. You guys take care. Have a good evening.
You
All
too.
right, you too.
All right, Chuck. Let's get them rolling. What do you got?
As soon as they call in, you got it. So as soon as they call in.
I know they're going to be calling sooner or later because they don't never have at least an average of 4 or 5 callers at them a night for me. I'm satisfied for. I mean, we're down to 3 to go.
3 to go. Yeah, Lucum is mentioning Exit Through the Gift Shop in the chat room. He says he really likes it. I concur. It's an excellent film. It really is. I
Is
love
this
that
one
movie.
we haven't seen either?
I've seen it, Uncle, and
you
Adam
can't
and I
review it.
reviewed it. Adam and I reviewed it on Themes and Memes.
Oh, you had on your show.
But I'm willing to watch it again and review it with you on here because
I have
it's
to
good.
see what. I like to review more of these shows.
Mm.
I mean, I'm down to a point. Heck, you can't get many callers.
Mhm.
Why not review some more review shows? I mean, Hank, we can do this back and forth at each other with a review talk
It's a great podcast format.
and kill a lot of time out of it
Mhm.
just doing that.
It's a popular podcast format.
Because tonight seems like it's dry.
It is?
Yeah.
It's
Only
not
too
dry,
well.
not dry
Not-
for me. I got a beer in my
not
hand.
this drinking. I'm talking about guests on the lines.
Oh.
We had 2, we're fine. But I know it's slow. Probably going to
Is
be
it?
slow for a while.
I
So,
feel like we're rolling right along here.
yeah, going right along,
But
waiting on
I'm
calls.
talking a bit
Talk-
more than I had ought to, though.
I
will
know
say that.
that's what I'm trying to slow you down. I'm not talking. I'm not trying to make a voice loud enough to understand for you because you had a full hour of your hour. I don't know what you did in your hour, full-time hour,
Uncle,
and I wasn't on it.
that's why I'm ingesting this depressant to slow me down.
Oh, is that what this is?
Yeah, it's a beer. I wanna.
I think a little stronger beer, a stronger thing would knock you out closer than a beer.
I want to make.
It was on.
We should make our own beer, and we should call it depressant.
Yeah,
And that's going to be the name of the beer.
Pressing.
It's going to be real popular. We can make a marketing campaign that's all like about it like really gets on the scientific aspect of like what depressants do to your body and things. And I think it could be a real good marketing angle for a beer.
The only thing on my New Year Revolution, I have to drink. That
do.
is a damn problem.
Oh,
I
yeah,
just
of
have
course.
to.
It's New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve, you have to drink at least
It's a law.
a beer or something. I mean, because it's
We
New
will.
Year's Eve, and
We will.
I could dry out till then. But
Yeah. We'll keep pretty dry for the most part until New Year's Eve, and then
I'll start
it's good.
that,
Let it
'cause-
rain.
Because I say to people testing on beers, and I know I get over 50 calls at least. His phone calls would be bringing off the hook.
It was a lot of fun last year. We had tons of people on the show.
You know how many people
It
were
was
on
great.
the show? Caller after caller. I mean, that is the only good time I actually have on my
It was
broadcast
fun.
that will kick in a lot of people.
Oh yeah, it was
You know,
great.
That's what I'm trying
It
to
was
say.
great.
Now that
We had
Chuck,
the live stream video. We had all the
That's-
callers, the
well,
guests.
I
Chuck
wanted
was
to
there
do
the whole
talking.
time.
This is my talking for tonight.
My
So,
dad was there.
Yeah,
He was there the whole time.
yeah.
It was good.
So I just
It was a good
can't
memory.
go away from that because this is what I've done.
Yeah. We did it, Uncle. That was a life experience. It wasn't just a show.
Whoa,
It's a
man,
life
it was
experience for
over
us.
two something in the morning.
Yeah, it was late.
It was at least that or one. Well, no, I don't even know.
I'm laughing at the chat room.
but after that, I tell you, after that, don't wake me up in the morning, please. I'll be pissed out.
New Year's
It
Day.
is after that long talking.
New Year's Day is a
New
definite
Year's
sleep-in day.
Sleep-in
Yes.
day.
Hey,
We'll
Uncle.
watch a football. Me and my sister watch a football. Everybody get on their football kick, and I'm just sleeping.
Yeah, I was trying to sleep after all that. I was on quite a while there with you guys.
I mean, yeah, you too, there, Chuck. You would be just rest it out for the next year.
Yeah,
The following
definitely.
year.
Look, I stayed awake, juggled all those calls. I got a question for you about beer, actually, Uncle. Did you see these new Bud Light cans that they made for the Area 51 thing with the alien heads on them? Did you see this? No?
I haven't seen this.
You don't know about the Area 51 thing, do you, Uncle?
I sent Aaron a picture to show you because I wanted you to see what they did to the Bud Light cans.
Sidekick. Where is all these
Here.
things I see?
Here, I'm going to turn the computer so you can see it, Uncle. Here
There
it
you go.
comes. Do you
Ooh.
see that?
Oh, yeah. Oh, there's a man.
It's
Or
an
is an animal.
It's an alien.
Oh, wow, that looks like a dog.
That's Bud Light.
Yeah, I see it now.
Yeah.
Could
It's
be
a special
Spud-
Bud Light can.
could be
Wow.
Spuds McKenzie
That's-
from outer space.
But that's a don't touch beer, and you put it up and hang them up.
Oh yeah, that's you put
You
that
don't-
one on your shelf.
You don't go with that.
You know what? We should see if we can go find this. It would
Where's
be a
that
good
thing?
thing to have and put on a shelf. Yeah, actually,
I would like to put
this
it
would
on
be
my-
good
on
for
my shelf.
something. I'm gonna go out and seek out this beer, see if they have it at the store. I'm gonna grab one.
Well, of course, they've got to have them somewhere.
You know,
Maybe.
that was something I was thinking about with the unusual beers you guys do, right? Is that there should be a can, like if you have a shelf in the closet that's just devoted to the beers that you can't go back and get them all now. But what I'm saying is from now on, if you started putting them up,
Yeah.
you could have that whole, that image there. And on Instagram, every once in a while, you could be like, we just added 3 more. We just
Yeah.
added.
Yeah.
Nice thing.
Yeah, you're right.
Gave
We should have saved a can of
me an
bottles. We never
idea
did.
with that.
I
That's
know,
a
we've
very
done a
good
bunch.
idea. Okay, we can start that. Matter of fact, for New Year's Revolution, I've got one already.
Okay.
That's what we're gonna do.
Save cans of bottles.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Save them with the faces, like you said,
There
like
you go.
what you just showed me here.
Yeah, because we've had all kinds of beers.
Well, that's the
Come
thing
from
is
all
all
over the
those
place.
wild-looking bottles and cans would be pretty interesting. If you had a collection of that, that would be a pretty wild-looking display, I think. You know?
Yeah. And then we can put on, like you said, Instagram it.
Mhm.
People go, wow,
Well,
oh, look at these guys with Instagram.
That's the one thing I do usually is take a picture of the can and post it to the Instagram, but then I just dispose of the can after that. I'm saving them.
Well, if you got together all the pictures, maybe you could, create a collage of the pictures and then put it on the shelf and then start putting the cans.
Ah,
How about that?
do that.
Yeah, now we're thinking.
Yeah.
See, I'm the idea man, Uncle. That's what I do.
I know. You got smart ideas in your head. I like that.
It's good.
Running the sidekick over here.
Although we haven't done another poetry battle yet. We're
Oh,
waiting
yes,
on that.
Yes, I know.
I was working on that. But what are we working on, sidekick?
Well, listen, Uncle, I'm supposed to invite Jay Dyer to the show to do one with him.
Well, you get
So
him set up
I'll
and
do
let
that.
us get
I'll do
started.
Yeah.
Well, you're the one that gets these guests. What's
I know.
slowing us down?
Well, I'll get him. I've been lazy, I guess you could say. I just haven't done that. So
I know.
I'll do it. We'll have him on the show, and we'll. Whoa.
Man.
I believe
Um,
the chat room would like to see Aaron dressed as a nun on New Year's Eve. I believe so.
New
Okay.
Year's
Let's see what we could do about that.
Eve. Are we sure we're not talking Halloween?
Well, Halloween, New Year's, it's all fun, you know.
Halloween. Yeah, I was saying earlier that I have the haircut of a monk, but the attitude of a nun, Uncle.
Oh,
So-
yeah. I seen the Charlie's last part. Oh, parts of the Charlie's Angel shows.
Yeah.
They're now showing them on HBO now.
Well, good.
Since the new one's coming out soon.
Oh, they're doing another yet.
Yes, they are. And I was looking at it and said, look at this. Another Charlie's Angel. And then they had one, they had a show that had them 3 were a nun on it.
So Drew
And
Barrymore's
just,
out, right? No Drew Barrymore, no Lucy Liu, no Cameron Diaz. It's a new set of 3 angels. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
I showed it on the news when I went to see the last picture of a movie. They showed on reviews on the movies.
Okay.
I saw that come up. I said, "Look at that! Charlie's making more movies.
Charlie's back. Yeah. Remake a remake.
Yeah, he's making more.
Why not?
I wouldn't think, but that man is dumb. You don't see him. You don't. Yeah, you hear from him on a speaker.
Oh, the character
and the
Charlie.
ladies are dying to see him. But you never, if you see him, the show's over. Yeah. It's about him. I found out something about this Charlie Angel show.
Okay.
Since we're talking, we might as well do the talking. So he goes around, the people other people see him, but the worker that he sends in there, okay, they works for me now. They never see him. And it's always been that way in the whole show.
Well, there's a mystique about who Charlie is.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and that's the main thing about this Charlie Angel show.
That keeps you coming back, Uncle.
Yeah,
there's a lot to be said for that.
Well, yeah, they had two. He had one nice woman, and then another pair of nice women. He just hires nice women, a Chinese woman even.
Nice ones, yes.
Yeah, so,
it's funny how Mystique works. Is that the whole idea there is that you never see this character, and you can't see him. If you did, then it would be over, and then everything would be ruined.
The time you have seen him actually was, but didn't see his face. Face back, his back to you. When they were walking the beach.
Oh, you see
and
the back
that
of
was
his head?
that one time. I mean, but you don't never see the face. The
I
face
see.
Would ruin the show.
That would ruin it. That would ruin it. Yeah.
You go like this, and you see the back of him, just walking.
It's an interesting idea, though, isn't it? Like just the idea of something or somebody, and then that mystique leaves that gap for your mind to play around and wonder, like, oh, who is Charlie? Who might he be? Who could he be? And then you play with it. And
excuse me, there, Charlie.
No, go on ahead.
And we had this one, that part of that show was one of the angels looked and might have seen him, but never seen the face, saw the back of him. But she wouldn't say nothing.
Sure.
I mean, the other two were just yapping at each other at that time.
Where are they now?
You were looking back there like looking around the corner.
Yeah.
But like I said, they never see a face. But of course, if you've seen the face, of course, the show would be over.
Yeah. Can't do it. Can't do it. It would ruin everything.
It would ruin the show. Right, because that's what the main character is.
Yes.
Charlie's the main character in the whole movie. And they have Bosley. He's all kinds of people. Bosley's all kinds of people.
Yeah.
He played two parts and that. I don't know who this new one in this new show, this new movie. I don't know who he's gonna be.
Bosley?
Oh, I don't know who's the actor gonna be. But this is what they show that's coming up soon. Was it October? Well, it was in September. I'm not sure when it was, but they had the reviews of it.
The reviews are already in for that movie that's not out yet?
No, it's not out yet, but they show it.
Reviewed.
But they review it on the show for come to see the reviews. When they say come see the reviews and what you're going to see your movie, but they come ahead before the reviews.
Coming attractions.
Coming attractions.
Okay, that's what it's called.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Mario Lopez on Extra or something.
No. Come on. No.
Okay.
I hate see him being Bosley.
Why?
I don't know how he would react if he was in it.
When it comes to entertainment, Mario Lopez is somebody whose opinion I take seriously.
Yeah, well.
So he has something to say. I listen up.
I'm curious to see who it's going to be, though. But I'm going to see that movie, of course.
Uncle, do you remember John Tesh?
John Tesh. Who's he?
He was he was a co-host of Entertainment Tonight. Entertainment Tonight with your host John Tesh
on Channel 7.
What was the woman's name? It was him and a woman. I can't remember her name.
Well, what was the thing with them?
It was one of those entertainment shows. It was one in like the 80s or 90s, and John Tesh was the co-host, and he went on to be a musician. Well, he was always a musician, but through his celebrity, he parlayed that into a music career where he played the piano. And
Yeah.
you remember him?
Yeah. Well, right now I'm in Feinstein. Just seen my music's off.
Mary Hart.
Mary Hart. Thank
Mary
you.
Hart.
That's
Yes, I remember that.
You remember her?
Yeah. I remember her. Yeah.
Is she a good woman?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a good one.
I remember her.
Yeah. Her and John Tesh. And
John Tesh.
they were talking about the entertainment news of the day. What would that have been back? We were probably talking about like how Seinfeld was dating a high school child or something. I don't know.
It was Tesh going
Something
after
like
crazy
that.
with them people.
Yeah.
They're going nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so now.
Yeah, Mary Hart was on there for like 25 years.
Didn't
Wow.
she? Wait a minute.
Wow.
Didn't she pass away?
Maybe.
There's somebody in that show did.
I don't know.
That I heard of.
I don't think it's been on air for a number of years. I don't know when it went off. You have any idea, Chuck, when that show went off?
No, I mean, I could, go search and look real quick, but no, I know she was on there for at least 25 years, though.
I heard somebody passed away on the show, though. But they were saying somebody did.
I feel
don't
like
know who it was.
I feel like that extra show existed early on while Entertainment Tonight was still around, and Extra was like new.
That was New Week Coming.
That was a new up and coming show, and there's other shows too that I can't remember the names of. But that to this day, the Extra show is still on. There's a certain hour of the day where those shows come on, and they come on like I feel like 2 in a row, one after another, and on certain networks. And they're just a TV staple. The entertainment news show.
According to Entertainment Tonight's IMDb, it still exists.
It does?
It does, and it
Really?
started in 1981, I think it says here. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So,
What channel is that on now? I would think it'd be a major. It was always a major network.
MeTV.
Distributed by CBS Television.
CBS. There you go.
CBS MeTV too. MeTV had copies of it.
Did they?
You watch MeTV, Uncle?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
I watch that too.
Oh yeah.
I
well,
like MeTV.
I tell you what I like about that show, that station, because they come back with all the cowboys and all the times
Like the
that
Western stuff.
the Western stuff.
Oh,
They
you watch
got
like
all that
Gunsmoke on
dope
there,
shows and Gunsmoke and
Bonanza.
all that. Bonanza. They come back with it all. I mean, man, I used to watch that with my brother-in-law up in Florida. Oh, we pop on the show. Then,
Sure.
here they are watching the horses going up the street, starting to shoot. I mean, they're the ones, get this man in the lava shoot. And they go like crazy.
I got you. Well, I watch it for the for the old Twilight Zones and
that too.
And
that too.
Star Trek, the original Star Trek runs on there.
Do you know?
Yeah.
Excuse me. Do you know Superman was on that show too?
Oh yeah, the old Supermans with
Superman?
With the other, not what is his name? The guy who wound up jumping out a window, George Reeves.
Right. Yeah, Joe Reed. Of course, he passed away.
Yeah.
I know he did.
Well, and it was really funny because in the later Supermans, when they turned color, he's all like he's all real heavy. So like Superman has like a pot belly and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he had
happens to the best of us.
He had the real slick back hair, So he was all
That was the original one. Now, they copied ones off of that one into now the hopeless
Lois and Clark.
Lois and Clark. They got him now into him reacting. But they cannot get to the first best ones, and that was his.
Sure.
The best one of his was that show.
Sure.
I mean, even Superman. I mean, Batman. They had Batman and Robin going on. Same thing.
My favorite Superman was Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage.
Wait
a minute, he wasn't Superman.
He never. They were going to make a Superman movie where Nicolas Cage was going to play Superman, and I wish that they would have.
When would
But
that
that never happened, unfortunately. That
that's because they couldn't get the remodel same man.
Yeah.
Because the man passed then. Must have passed at that time.
No. Nicolas Cage is still alive.
What?
Nicolas Cage is around.
Well, no, he is. But I meant the original Superman.
Oh, the original.
The original
sure.
Superman.
Yeah,
if
sure.
I'm talking about if he was still alive at that time, he would probably made one.
I see.
then.
Lucum agrees that Nick Cage as Superman would be incredible. Yeah, of course, that would be.
Yeah.
That would have been awesome. I wish that. Maybe that could still happen. I can only hope.
I am not a fan of Nick Cage.
We all still got these comics ones off of Superman now that we listen to.
No, I understand.
Why not copy off of that?
You know who you might be thinking of that died, that started with Entertainment Tonight and wound up with his own show, was Robin Leach, who did Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, but he started as a correspondent for Entertainment Tonight.
Oh, that's how he got his start on that show.
He did?
I didn't know
on that show? I didn't know that either.
Yeah, you would not believe.
Look at here. We're finding things out.
Yeah, the list of on-air staff is huge, actually, that has come and gone on the show. It's really large, and according to the Wikipedia page, Mary Hart is still alive, but and she actually was on the show for 29 years. I said 25, but she was on for 29 years.
Wow.
Well, then there's somebody in that show past. I don't know who it was.
Oh, yeah, a bunch of people.
Who it was,
a bunch of people. You talking about a woman or a man?
A woman.
Let me find
I
it.
know a woman did. But
It's been on so long, somebody must have.
I heard it. No, it wasn't recently. A couple of, months ago. I heard about it on the news.
Amy Arkand or Archand is deceased. She was one of the original staff.
Oh, might have been her. I don't know. Oh, it was somebody. So I guess it wouldn't been her, but I mean, you know.
Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous.
See,
I can't remember.
Huell Hauer is another one that died that was on-air staff. Robin Leach, as I mentioned. Yeah, Robin Leach, as I mentioned. I'm looking down the list, finding the deceased people on the list.
Right. Yeah. Well,
Robin Leach.
There has to be one that was came recently, that passed away, I'd say 4 or 5 months ago.
Sure.
That we heard on the news.
And this had to do with Entertainment Tonight or just somebody else?
Someone else that had the show.
They had their own show?
I had that show that he's mentioning.
Oh, Entertainment Tonight.
Passed away.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't forget the name, though.
You mean Mary Hartman, maybe?
That was it.
Yeah, okay, but that's not Entertainment Tonight. She was just a TV actress who was on
Right.
Rhoda and a bunch of those
Rhoda.
shows.
Rhoda,
Yes.
that was it.
Rhoda,
yeah, you're right.
That's who you're
Rhoda-
thinking of.
Rhoda is of significance to us because that's a weird pet name that our friends in Long Beach use for each other. They're always calling each other Rhoda.
She passed.
It was a funny story. Like that woman died.
Yeah.
What? Somebody called somebody up. They're like, "Guess who died? Guess who died? Rhoda." Like, yeah. What? What are you talking? Who? Like, no, Rhoda died. And they thought that they were calling them Rhoda because they always do. Like, no, Rhoda died. So that's a big thing.
You know, it's a funny thing. I have lost track of time on you guys tonight, and I apologize, but you got about, say, 3.5 minutes left. So I forgot to warn you a little earlier. I thought I did warn you once, but
I got it. Yeah, we're good. So, Uncle, give a shout out now.
Shout out.
Shout
we're having a
something
good
out.
show out here with us people here talking.
Yeah.
How can we have shout outs if we're having some enjoyment talking?
Shout out to John Tesh.
John Tesh and whoever come on the show, shout out to you all.
Yeah, thank you.
Whoever he can get me on for next week's show.
Any of you.
Any of them.
Come on here.
And let's see if you can work magic here to get some people.
Hop on the show.
No, I know Chuck's been trying. But you, sidekick, I'm surprised.
Uh-oh.
Not been able to get people.
Well, we'll get somebody.
Well,
We'll get somebody.
and you know who you all are.
You know who you are.
So
Shout out.
shout out to them.
There you go. Shout out to all you people.
Because I can't mention them. If I say mention, I'll blow out the show.
It could.
Many people I know that listen to my show,
Mhm.
they know who they are.
They know. They know.
So who you got out for shout-outs?
I guess I'll just shout out Pure Blades. They deserve it.
That too.
Pure Blades, they're good.
I've been saying that over the last 4
Yeah, I did
weeks.
go there a week or two ago, but the owner wasn't there. But I'll be back again. I'll be back in.
What do you mean? Let me go with you. I get the owner. I'll get the owner in there.
Oh, yeah.
So the problem we have, Sidekick, with you is when you go, you don't get them.
I know.
I walk in there, I will get them.
I hope
Maybe
so.
that's the problem. Bring me along sometimes.
Okay. Maybe we'll go tomorrow. If we get the spare time to go tomorrow, we'll go in there. We'll go to the mall, the Tyler Galleria. It's not far away.
I'll go in there.
We'll go in there.
I'm dying to get me one of
Gotta
those
get in there.
knives.
Oh, I
Those
know.
diamond,
Color
those
changing.
colored diamond. If I can get a deal from them, I would. To try to get a knife, rainbow knife. I
Gotta
like
get
those
that rainbow
knives.
Gotta
Those
get
are
it.
nice.
That's the knife to have.
I know that's one I really want to get, but
They've got that and many.
they have
many
them
more.
on sale. But
Yeah.
look up.
Lots of knives, lots of swords,
Yeah.
lots of interesting collectibles and
Yep.
comic paraphernalia and all sorts of interesting things at Pure Blades. So there you go. There's their shout out.
Yeah.
I think that's all I have, really.
Okay, then.
Shout out to the Age of Transitions comic on Instagram.
When's that? Somebody new?
Age of Transitions on Instagram.
Oh, yeah. Instrument Nutrition. Shout out to you guys now.
Shouting out to myself right now, and I
Shout
don't
out
care.
to himself.
Street
Shout out to
cream.
Sidekick.
Shameless self-promotion. I don't care.
Street
I'm doing
cream.
it.
Oh, yeah.
Street cream.
Street cream.
Uncle the
Shout
street
out
cream.
the street cream. Everybody that has a street cream, put their cream on their face. Ha ha! As Chuck said.
And send
And
a
send
picture to us, and we'll post it to our Instagram.
Instagram, and you may be talked about
There we go.
after that
I
next
would
week.
assume you would be if you did something that crazy.
Yeah, you do that something crazy.
Okay, well, that's
All
the
right.
end of the show.
That's the end of the show.
We have a Twitter at Uncle Podcast. We have an Instagram at Uncle
Instagram
Podcast.
podcast. Who's saying a podcast? Me or you there,
I
Sidekick?
don't know.
Let me talk.
What else do people need to know before we leave here?
They just have to know what to go and to sign in when they want to listen to my shows. That names and what Sidekick has just mentioned. Those names to get me to talk, to get on these shows.
UncleThePodcast.com.
UnclePodcast.com. Simple as that. UnclePodcast.com.
That's
End
it.
the show. Bye-bye.